Hey guys, change of plans. Poor Anissa is under the weather, and I have been reading with my coffee, so I did not see her message until about 3 minutes ago. So here we are, kind of a surprise chair yoga with Lisa. Hey Jen, hey Sarah. I don't know if you guys were on here in time to hear that. Anissa had sent me a message just a little bit ago saying she's under the weather this morning. I was all snuggled up with a book, my bed head, my jammies, and saw her message like 3 minutes to 11. So I am going to lead you guys through a little bit of chair yoga if you want it. Thank you, Sarah. And I have to say, I don't think I've ever taught a chair yoga class. But here we are, we're together. At least we get some breathing and stretching time together. I'm kind of watching the names roll in, and so far we look pretty good for people who are familiar with me, familiar with my type of yoga, which is the exact opposite of chair yoga. But guess what? We all could use a little bit of gentle stretching. So here we are. And we'll just wait a few and see if anybody else rolls in. It looks like we have 9 people watching. Guys, if you're here, just give me a comment and let me know if you're here just kind of checking in or if you really are here for a chair yoga class. And we'll see what I can get for you. We're down to 5 people. People are like, oh my gosh, it's Lisa. No way. Are we here for chair yoga or are we here for vinyasa or booty or sculpt? Hey, Carrie Green. Anissa is under the weather this morning if you are here for her. I just got her message. She sent it earlier, but I just saw it. So awesome. Thank you, Laura. All right, well, it is time. So let's just get started. We'll take, hey, Candy's mom, Penny. Hey, if you didn't hear, Anissa is under the weather. So I'm filling in. I'm not a chair yoga instructor, but we're going to breathe and stretch a little bit together and just feel good. So let's get started. So I have my my ottoman, not even my chair. But let's just start with those hands either in your lap or down to your sides or wherever they feel good. And hopefully you have a chair where your feet can be planted on the ground or on the floor beneath you so that you can just kind of get that stable feeling. And I know usually when we're in a chair, especially me here on this kind of cushy ottoman, we're just kind of, slumping in maybe or sitting without really thinking about how we're sitting. So let's take a moment here to feel our way into those sitting bones and notice if you're leaning to one side or the other. And if you are, see if you can ground in evenly through both sitting bones. And just feel that strong foundation kind of rooting in through the seat. See if you can feel that chin just slightly drawing in so the crown of your head's really reaching up to the sky, and feel the length in the back of your body. And already such a change in how we feel here in this seated space. Let the eyes close if they haven't already and just kind of notice where that breath is naturally falling this morning. And see if you can maybe slow it and steady it, maybe even drawing it in just a little bit deeper with each breath in. And allowing that breath to come out just as slowly or evenly as it came in. Notice where you feel the breath in the body. So oftentimes here when we think about a deep breath in, those shoulders kind of want to lift up and that heart wants to lift up. See instead if you can let that breath come deep within the belly. And those shoulders stay put with each breath in and out. Now let's blink those eyes open if you had them closed. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to the belly. And again, just feeling that breath come in. Notice where you feel it first. So does it first fill up the belly and then the ribs and heart? Or does it first in your body fill up the heart and then the ribs and then the belly? So no right or wrong, really. How do you feel that flow of breath in your body? And then we'll take those hands back out to the side. So I have this big fluffy ottoman. You guys may have a chair with arms on it, or maybe just an open chair. But see if you can find some space where those arms can come out wide. And then take a breath in, lift them up. And a breath out, draw them down to the heart. Let's take a couple more of those. In, lift up. Out, drag it down to the heart. One more. In, lift it up. I see a heart down there in a comment, but I cannot read it from here. That's okay, I'll catch up with them later. Breath in, lift those hands up this time. And on your breath out, give yourself a little twist to one side. And look back over that shoulder. And then nice and slow, make your way through center. Bring your hands back to the heart. Inhale to lift them up. And exhale all the way over to the other side. Looking back over that shoulder. All the way back through center, hands to the heart. Lift those hands up, and this time as you exhale, bring those hands to the heart and allow that belly to start to come down to the thighs as you find a little rounding in. So let the head drop, let the shoulders round, let the spine round. And then roll up so nice and slow. A little rolling out with those shoulders. So those of you just popping in, hey, it's Lisa, surprise. Anissa's under the weather this morning. I caught her message like very last minute. So I'm still in my pajamas, bedhead, pried myself away from my book. Let's take those shoulders for another roll around to the back. And then around to the front. I figure I don't teach chair yoga, but hey, we can move and breathe together, right? All right, I'm going to lift my right knee up just a little bit and extend my right leg out. Not sure if you can see my toes there, but just really pressing through the heel of my foot. And then a little point and flex with that foot, just kind of waking up the back of the right leg, saying good morning to it. And then a little circling out with that ankle, one way and then the other. And then dropping that foot back down. Let's do the same thing with the left leg. So extend that leg, press through the heel. And then a little point and flex. Good morning, left leg. I wish I could see your faces, guys. Circle out that ankle. Nice. And then dropping that foot. Now this is called chair yoga. I am still going to allow us to stand up just a little bit if that feels good to you. So standing up, I'm going to walk around to the back of my ottoman. You may walk around depending on what kind of a chair you have. So maybe holding onto the back of it, maybe holding onto the seat of it. But my feet will come wide and just pressing in. So I'm going to come a little bit wider. So it's like a downward facing dog but standing with that chair. And then a breath in to kind of roll forward, and let's see what happens here. Don't let your chair slip out from underneath of you. A little kind of like a up dog here. And then right back to that downward facing dog. Nice, and then a nice slow roll up. And let's just see what happens here. I'm trying to think, I'm looking at my kitchen chairs to think if that's what you're using, if this would work for you. And I think it will. Maybe a blanket or a pillow as a little cushion on that chair for this leg. But let's get into a little bit of a pigeon leg here. So just kind of finding that pigeon and walking those supporting toes on the floor back a little bit. Yeah, that feels actually really good. Surprise, surprise what you find when you have to try something new and different on the spot. A little rock forward and back because it feels so good. If this does not feel good to you with what you have, maybe you even try it on the floor. Some of us coming to this chair yoga practice because the floor is a little difficult. So if that's the case, then maybe you look around and find a blanket or a pillow and come back to this later because it does feel really good. Jamie James, hey girl. Love you. So this was supposed to be with Anissa, but I'm filling in for her this morning last minute on the fly, thus the jammies. Let's switch sides. So it might be a little clunky for you to come up out of this. Might be for me as well, but doing your best, taking your time. And I always like to give the body kind of just a little shake out, a little bit of movement before transitioning into the next space. So when you're ready for it, working into that pigeon leg on the left and just kind of letting those right toes on the floor behind you shimmy back, or opposite, right? Whichever leg you're on. And then just melting in. So hopefully this feels as good in your body as it feels in mine. Let's see what this says. Oh, Penny, thank you. You're the sweetest. Nice big stretch on this side. And again, guys, if you're like, what in the world is Lisa doing? This is chair yoga. Well, guess what? I'm teaching it on the fly. First time ever. And this feels good to me. So hopefully you feel okay here too. Hey, Michael Wheeler. Good morning. A little pigeon on the ottoman. Maybe on your chair, maybe on your floor. And we'll take just a couple more breaths here. When you've had enough, no matter how clunky or smooth or whatever it looks like, hey, Coach Fort, surprise, I'm teaching chair yoga. Come on up out of that pigeon. And again, just kind of shaking out that body, those hips. And let's take one more downward facing dog here on your chair or your ottoman or your floor. Pressing back. And then maybe rolling through to that up dog if that feels good to you. If not, anything else. And then right back for that downward facing. And then releasing that chair as you roll up. And we'll come back up to the top of the chair. Actually feeling quite good this morning. Take a breath in here and out. Drag those hands down and through. Find that little dropping of the belly and rounding in. Let your head drop. And then rolling up nice and slow. Lovely. All right, guys, so where are my regular chair yogis? This is hilarious. I'm like totally on the fly like, what else can I do on the chair? I should have told Anissa to get me some ideas. Amy says, me and Jacob are doing yoga with you while Grandma is doing it from her house. Oh, that's amazing. All right, well then let's keep going, right? Again, lifting that right leg. A little point and flex of that foot. And then this time, use your hands to kind of help it along. And let's see if we can get that leg crossed over the left. So a little figure four. This is another space that feels very much the same as that pigeon that we just did. So if you're re-watching this later, Grandma's doing it at home. I love it. So if you're doing this later in that pigeon the way I just did, it didn't work. This is a great space as well. Just a nice, gentle pressure on the inside of that right thigh opening that right hip space, feeling that big stretch. And then if it is accessible to you, and this may be going just a little bit far. Oh, thank you, Penny. Warrior, goddess, awesome. Okay, lunges, she says. All right, I'm trying to figure out how you're going to do a lunge on the chair. Maybe it's my ottoman that's kind of making this difficult for me. So just kind of find that leg and give it a little bit of a rock side to side. And again, maybe yours doesn't look like mine. Maybe yours is deeper. Maybe yours is less deep. Maybe you're, out here just trying to get a hold in any space. But just kind of feel your way through. So our yoga practice really is about that connection with your breath and your body. So no matter where you are or what your body's doing, just noticing how your breath is linked to that movement, and you're doing yoga. The physical asana practice, right? That part of yoga. So just switching legs, opening again through that hip. And again, guys, if your leg does not cross here, maybe you're out here, and just gently using that elbow to open that hip. Hey, Scott Brewski. Good morning. And then grabbing the outside of that leg, giving it a little rock like a baby. Nice. And again, do you feel that breath? For me, it's a breath in here and a breath out as I bring it in closer. Breath in to open, breath out a little closer. Opening up one more time. Hey, Joe. Standing behind the chair for cats and dogs, says Penny. Penny, can you just come teach this class for me, girl? All right, guys. So again, those of you just joining, I am on here totally on the fly. Was not supposed to be teaching chair yoga this morning. Poor Anissa's under the weather. She messaged a while back this morning. I was in heaven with my book and my coffee, so I just saw it. Hopping on very last minute here for some chair yoga. So let me grab a kitchen chair, and let's see if we can try some of those things that Penny suggested. So here we are, moving this ottoman out of the way. And let's get into some of these spaces that she suggested. So, let's see here. I'm going to go, this is hilarious, this is quite comical. But she suggested lunges over the chair. Oh my goodness, and this is lovely. So little warrior two here. So this leg comes across, your back leg comes back behind you, opening you up. And I swear I actually feel quite deeper in this warrior two than I would if I were standing. So we'll take a couple of breaths here, give you a little bit of time to get into this space. Oh my goodness, Penny Jones, thank you for that suggestion. Flip your right palm up to the sky and lift it up for that peaceful warrior. So the deal here is that we're really looking to get into the right side of the body as we open up. And for me, it feels really good for the left hand to come down to the chair and press in as I reach back. Noticing where the breath is here. Can you draw it deeper into the side body, into the belly, and then on your next breath out, take your forearm down to your thigh, and let's reach overhead. Notice if you are starting to kind of close in here and dump in. If you are, see if you can open, reaching that hand high. Heart shining wide open. I see a little bit of brightness coming from that sky. Not quite the sunshiny day they promised us yet. We'll see, it might come. And then coming back through center. Julie, thank you. All right, let's try it on the other side. See what happens. So I'm going to see if I can get there without even switching my chair. Just kind of lunging in. That back foot coming way back, opening those toes, pretending like you're on your mat. So your back toes pointing to the long edge of your mat, your front toes pointing forward. Warrior two, arms so strong here. And breathing. Hey, Mandy girl, I love you. And again, it's all about checking in with that breath, right? That's why we do this practice. When you're ready for that peaceful warrior, we'll flip the left palm up to the sky and lift it up. Maybe that back right hand comes to your low back, or maybe it finds that chair. I don't know why that feels so good to me. Pressing in with that palm of that right hand on that chair as I open up for that peaceful warrior. Again, just opening through the left side of the body. And then on your next breath out, your forearm can come down to your thigh as your right fingertips reach overhead. And again, if you find yourself kind of rolling into that right shoulder down, instead see if you can open it as you reach and look up. And then coming all the way back up and through. I'm going to kind of clunkily make my way out of this chair. You might as well. You might join me there. And bringing the chair now, I'm going to face it towards you. And it's hilarious. I'm like looking at it going, oh my gosh, I need to dust my kitchen chairs. Who knew? So take those hands here. Let's point those toes out wide. And just kind of allow yourself to find this nice goddess squat here, goddess legs. And if it feels good doing this with support, we'll stay right here. I'll give you the option to add on arms in just a minute. Let's take a breath in, lift up. And on your breath out, bending those knees, even if it's just a little bit, right? So if you have bad knees, and normally this kind of squatting down low is tough for you, perfect space right here. You can go as low or as high as you would like. And then use your next breath in to lift you up. And your next breath out to lower you down. Maybe you hang out in this space for 2, 3, 4 rounds of breath. And then once those legs kind of start to get that little jelly feeling, that little trembling, that strength building, and you decide, I can't be here anymore, give yourself one more round of breath just to prove to yourself that you can. And then inhale to lift up. Now, if that was enough and you need to turn those toes forward and shake it out, maybe that downward facing dog again, do it. And then if you decide you're ready for it, those feet can come wide again, toes turn out. We can bend in those knees, even if it's just a little bit, right? And then let those arms come to cactus if that feels good. This is an additional option here. Do we have to go here? Absolutely not. We can stay right here for that nice strong support, that foundation. But if it feels good, arms out. Inhale lifts you up. And exhale right back down. And again, at any time, those hands can come here. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's take a couple more of those. On that next time up, all the way up. Heel toe those feet together or step them together in whatever way feels good. Shake out those hips, and then we'll come right back to a seat again. So not the longest practice here, but we'll start to bring things back down, settling back in. A breath in to lift you up. And this time, take that Actually, let's take our left hand to the chair and do a little bit of a side stretch here, just opening the right side of the body. I'm going to get you in all those different bends, the sides, the forwards, the twists. Make sure that every bit of your body got a little bit of opening and breath and work in this morning. One more breath in here and a breath out for that twist. And I'm finding now with this different chair, rather than the ottoman, I can actually use this chair as leverage as I grab onto it and gently draw myself around for a little deeper twist. And a beautiful little reset here, a breath in kind of opening you a little bit, and then your next breath out to twist you just a little bit deeper. Breathing here. And then right back through center. Let's try it on the other side. So a big breath in. I'm going to lift my arms. You might with me, or you may keep those hands down. And on your breath out, that twist to the opposite side. So looking back over that back shoulder. And again, if that worked for you on the other side, maybe that little bit of a reset, breath in to open just a little bit, and breath out to twist you just a little bit deeper. And then breathing there. When you've had enough on this side, or when you feel even coming back through center, I'm going to take my legs a little bit wider here and take a breath in to lift that heart forward and a breath out to just kind of find my way into a forward fold. So depending on what you're looking for here, that spine can stay long and straight, or you can allow yourself to really round in. And then nice and slow on your way up. All right, kids. That's all I have for you. But thank you for joining me. Again, my apologies for the last minute kind of improvising this morning in this chair yoga practice. Hopefully we will be back on soon with another chair yoga with an actual chair yoga instructor. I love you all. I hope you have a great day. Bye.